extraordinary. Extraordinary in a way which suited me. It's not house beautiful. As sustainable as possible. Now by sustainable, I mean that it doesn't harm the environment, it doesn't overuse natural resources. By possible, I mean that I could actually do it on the extremely limited budget I had left and a very large mortgage. From the bottom to the top, I started working. And I'd like to say that it was all deliberate and planned out, but there was a substantial amount of, oops, I have to do that, as opportunities came along and I took advantage of them. So at the very bottom is the ground. My yard was an ordinary flat, plain grass yard with 3 major trees. A large incontinent pine that dropped needles every week, and 2 hawthorns that dropped their leaves twice a year. So between the needles and the leaves and the lawn, I was spending an hour or 2 every week mowing, raking, bundling into the yard waste bin, and then paying someone to haul the yard waste off where it was converted into compost, and eventually I would buy it back to put on my garden. This struck me as irrational. It was not environmentally sound because it took a lot of energy to move all this stuff around. It wasn't financially sound because it took a lot of my time. Just think, an hour a week, that's 52 hours a year, that's 2 whole days dedicated to doing something I didn't really want to. So my first oops moment was when I just let the needles go. And I discovered that, you know what, pine duff is actually a very nice covering in your yard. If you rake it up together and make it a little thick layer, pretty soon you get something which is biologically active. There's lots of little bugs running around, you get beetles, things like that, just for being lazy. The rest of my front yard, I shoveled up and flipped over and turned into a garden. Not all at once, a little bit at a time, and I added walkable plants such as periwinkle. I love periwinkle. Some beach strawberry, and some other things. Mostly plants which like to spread a lot. So in the course of 5 years, I now have a yard which, between one thing and another, is no mow. So from an environmental standpoint, I saved the gas which went into the mower. I have a much more biologically active front yard that supports little bugs, that support birds. And from an economic standpoint, I saved time and money. Now, what could be better? The second major part is a little higher up. Down from the sky in Seattle, we get a lot of water, a whole lot of water. And in my neighborhood in particular, and perhaps yours if you're in Highland Park, all that stormwater goes in stormwater drains that also combine with sewage drains. So Seattle's got a big water problem during the rainy season. When the stormwater overwhelms the capacity of the sewage plants to treat the material, what happens? Untreated sewage goes into the sound. Now that's icky and it's expensive because, of course, we get fined for untreated sewage going into the sound. What can I, as a citizen, do about it? Well, by happenstance, it happens that the utility has a program called Seattle Rainwise. You can Google it. And they will pay homeowners in the right region to control the rainwater off their roof. As it comes down, mine now goes into cisterns. I have 2 300-gallon cisterns, which collect the water and then dribble it out very slowly into a rain garden. In my place, it's a 10 by 20 garden with an 18-inch pad of spongy soil. And keeping that spongy soil in place are plants that don't mind getting their feet wet during the rainy season or drying out in August. I have gooseberries, native slaw, blueberries, which have other benefits, of course, to get berries out of the deal. How to finance it? So the environmental benefits are obvious. The financing is that Seattle Rainwise will pay up to $3.25 per square foot of roof that you control. They tell me that it's worth it to them just from the fines that they save. The financial problem is coming up with the money ahead of time. Luckily, I was able to borrow $3,500. But for the cost of borrowing the money for 3 months, I got this beautiful garden in 2 cisterns, and cisterns, of course, give me water that I use in the dry season to water my garden. Above all this is the crown of my house. A roof you can see through Google Maps from outer space. A beautiful, distinctive brick orange metal roof with a neat black array of photovoltaic panels. When I bought the house, house. It was a plain and ordinary asphalt roof. 30 years old, it needed to be replaced. Asphalt roofs, asphalt composite, are the standard in this part of the world, and they're an environmental mess. They have to be landfilled every 20 to 30 years. A big pile of stuff comes off your house into landfill. They're full of toxins, like arsenic, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and other nasty things that you really don't want to be around. But they're at that sweet spot economically where you can afford to put a roof up every 20 or 25 years. I thought I could do better because at 60 I'm young enough where I'd have to replace my roof 3 times. So I went and I spent twice as much as a normal roof would cost to get the metal roof, and I will never have to replace it. As a side benefit, the water coming off the metal roof is free of the toxins that come, that some people think come from an asphalt roof. So I could put it right under my plants without worrying too much. That was the environmental benefit of it all. But the economic problem was, how am I going to front this money? It's twice as much as a roof. Well, the oops was that I also wanted to put solar cells on top of my roof. And so I went to a vendor and I did the design and all that science stuff, and I said, you know, how am I going to front the money for this? He said, Puget Sound Cooperative Credit Union will finance solar panels. So I went to talk to them and fill out a lot of paperwork, and that was great. And I said, you know, these panels are going on top of a roof that needs replacing. Will you finance the roof? And they said, nobody finances roofs. But it's part of an energy efficiency project, so we'll do it. I got my roof financed. So this made it economically possible to have this all done. My house, it makes me so happy now because it is extraordinary in a sustainable and financially practical way. My hope now, besides that I will have a long time to enjoy my house, is that some of you may hear this good news and consider, can you make your house extraordinary in a way like this using some of these methods?